No matter how exotic human civilization becomes, no matter the development of life and society, nor the complexity of the machine-human interface, there always come interludes of lonely power when the course of humankind, the very future of humankind, depends upon the relatively simple action of single individuals. This is by Frank Herbert from Dune Messiah. This is the subject of this time we're going into as the planets leave Capricorn and move into Aquarius in 2021. Right now we're building up for this 2020 alignment that lasts for a whole year, and I see that in world affairs with Aquarius planets we are going to probably replace the idea of unions and blocks by federations. This may well take to 2025 when Saturn will go into line of Neptune. Saturn and Neptune work at cross purposes. Saturn is trying to give form, is managing things, brings results, is really manifesting form. And Neptune dissolves everything. So when these two will come together in 2025, that's the next step beyond this Pluto alignment we'll be discussing. Jupiter in Sagittarius this year 2019 is once every 12 years, a very far-sighted time, really a futuristic time. With Jupiter in Sagittarius we look at international rules of law, how rule of law in different places morphs now. And we're looking generally into the future also of technology, space travel, and things of that nature. As Jupiter then leaves Sagittarius and moves into Capricorn for 2020, he joins Saturn and Pluto. That's the alignment we spoke about that is similar in 1284. And as Jupiter moves on then into Pisces, first Aquarius and then Pisces, it meets Neptune in 2022. That's a transcendental knowing, a moment actually quite spiritual and creative, because Jupiter used to rule Pisces. So when both the current ruler Neptune and Jupiter are in Pisces, there is a breakthrough to expect in an impersonal way of a new contact, a new awareness where consciousness will shift another level. That happens every 12 years. So this is the way of the future and what I call really the password to the stars. We have to study and remember the password to the stars, our connection to the home star. Later then Aquarius will be met by Pluto. Pluto will then do a long trek, 20 years in Aquarius, and we're going to talk about what exactly happens with that deep signature. When you look at it in the 250-year cycles, you see that is the moment when the revolutions actually happen. When it's in Capricorn, it morphs the structure, the institutions, the governments, the banks, the finance operations, all that. Once in Aquarius, it begins to morph actually society and the thinking of people in the society. This is a really techno-spiritual, sociological transformation that will begin, where we really talk about time travel. The most important thing we need to understand as we go into this 2020 alignment is that our personal data, your personal data, my personal data, that is the most valuable commodity, like the most prized possession that we will be negotiating. Personal data, that is Uranus in Taurus for 7 years, from 2019 now to 2025. A passage which will change the idea of what the economy is about, what is barter, what is an exchange in a transaction, what is actually money. Is it a store of value? Will cryptocurrencies replace some of the transactions? Will gold come back into some form, maybe backing cryptocurrencies? All of these issues is Uranus in Taurus for 7 years. Taurus is what's mine, our resources, the resources of the person, and Uranus is going to revolutionize this, free this up. So we're looking now at 7 years of a higher complexity, where practically all the parameters we had so far are going to change. For instance, Chiron in Aries. I said that's new medicine, but it's also a new form of self-determination that is going to set in. With Chiron, we look maybe even at the mind, a new mind. Aries in medical astrology is the head, the upper part. Chiron, for a few years into Aries, will change our outlook towards our own self-determination. Saturn also used to rule Aquarius, and it's going to be together with Jupiter into Aquarius as 2021 starts. This will open society and it will network things much better and open up a discourse and a really open and intelligent conversation about the future, about the new technologies, new energies, and also new medicine. Chiron in Aries is a very interesting position. I have during the last year explained the entire astrology way forward into 2045 with the Uranus-Pluto opposition in my Twitter feed. That's NewMind99 Twitter. St.Clair Nordic NewMind99 at Twitter, where you will be able to see entire essays in tweet forms. Kind of interesting to write essays paragraph by paragraph and going through planets and signs. There are very many combinations that we're going through just in the next 2 to 3 years into 2021, when we're beginning this opening of society. Right now, however, we have to move through this 2020 year that is of a high complexity. And if you look at 500 years back, 1518, where we have a comparable alignment, Saturn, Pluto in Capricorn, you see that it changes the outlook of an entire society. 1518 was a reduced society in Europe and across the world. Here, with the new technology, 2020 is going to bust open all of the paradigms. And in 21 to 24, when other planets join into Aquarius, we are for sure going to see a new horizon and a new thinking. I said we will develop a new mind, planetary-wise. And after 2024, when Pluto also joins Aquarius, we are going to go into something that I would deem the new mind. We're just going to think new about our role on this planet, who we are, where we came from, and what really we have to do to improve our situation here.